Hello, so we're back, and this time we have a nice laptop to reveal, like usual, Acer Nitro. Probably these people that sold so many Acer Nitro into the UK. It's insane how many Acer Nitro are at least reaching me for repair. So this is i7 and RTX graphics. The problem with this one, dead. Now let's check the customer email. So the customer is saying, I'm reaching out regarding an issue with my Acer Nitro 5. Last night I cleaned it using a wet wipe. The next morning, it will not turn on at all. There was no direct spillage, but it is possible that some moisture may have entered the device during cleaning. So what the customer trying to tell us, it's a gentleman called Aman. He wiped the laptop, not sure, probably here. And he's seen the laptop died and he's seen some liquid damage inside of the laptop. I will say, let's open the laptop. And let's have a look inside. Yeah. And the laptop, it's open. Yeah, the wires from the BIOS battery. But this, it will make no difference. You don't need a BIOS battery if the main battery is plugged in. Yeah, you don't need it. The BIOS battery, it's only when the charger is not plugged in and this battery has 0 volts. 0. That means has to be over discharge. And on that moment, the laptop, it will lose the BIOS. Of course it will work. It will load the BIOS again from the main BIOS chip. Yeah. Because I've seen many comments on the past that laptop is not working because the BIOS battery. No, it will never gonna happen. I mean, there is a chance, but very rare. And the chance, the chance is when the battery, the BIOS battery, is reaching like a middle level, like 3 volts, let's say 1.8, and on that moment can corrupt the BIOS from the EC chip if the main battery has 0 volts and the charger is not plugged in, but that's very rare. But otherwise, the BIOS battery can hold or not BIOS, that's not even important. As soon as you start the laptop, the EC chip, it will load the BIOS from the main BIOS chip. Okay, that being said, I would say let's unplug the battery. Actually, you know what? No one unplug the battery, this battery. Because this thing is from the factory. If you remove the BIOS battery and you don't remove this battery, you cannot reset the EC chip, the BIOS basically. Okay, let's check the main power rail. How we are checking the main power rail? Very simple. We made so many videos. Beeping mode, and we have first MOSFET here, second, and current sensor. And the main power rail is 0 ohms. So it was just a coincidence. The customer cleaned the laptop and the laptop died. But the main power rail, it is shorted. How bad? 0 ohms. I mean, can be good or can be very bad. Can be good, low resistance means can be a shorted capacitor. But also can be a shorted GPU MOSFET. This is a good case. We can disable the GPU and the gentleman can still use the laptop using the Intel integrated graphics. But the worst case scenario, a shorted MOSFET on the CPU. And more than that, yeah, the CPU instead of having like 4 ohms has 0 ohms. And yeah, that's what we are seeing here. So we don't know yet, but we're gonna find out soon. So let's take out the heatsink and let's see. Is this customer lucky? We never use luck in our niche. No, we are called a skill. So if it's gonna be repaired, it's all skill. In this point, the games are already made, so we can only observe what is faulty. So the heatsink, it's out. Yeah. Let me take the thermal camera. I mean, we can see. If it's the CPU, it's not even point moving forward. If we have 0 ohms on the CPU, we are not moving forward. 48 ohms. Huh? 48 ohms. That's crazy. The CPU is good. Can be the GPU. I mean, I don't know. I can't even check because the GPU looks like it's low ohms anyway. VRAM. VRAM must be this coil. VRAM is good. Ha! Someone said easy pizza. Ha ha. I have a feeling this is a lucky customer. No, sorry, it's all skill. Okay, let's lower the voltage. 0.8. We have ground, and we are coming with power on the current sensor here, and it's taking 1.7 amps. Kind of bad. I mean, the voltage is higher. It's 0.8 volts. What is that? No, I take my words back. Actually, it is bad. It's a power supply. You can see that's a chip. What you see there. So it's a power supply which is dead. This one. Yeah, that's proper bad because if I'm checking the output of that power supply, I check it. This output, 1 ohm. Chipset, 0 ohms, 0 ohms. So 0 ohms on both. Yeah, that's bad. I was getting excited too soon. So what happened here? What happened here? The chip supplying power to the chipset is shorted. Can be a lucky customer, hard to say. Because you see, just because you have 0 ohms here doesn't mean the output has 0 ohms. Can be this chip being shorted all the way from plus to minus. So in the moment we are removing this chip and we don't have here 0 ohms, we can fix it. But most likely we're gonna remove this chip and probably there it will still be 0 ohms. But let's see. Let's see. Maybe it's lucky. So the chip is out. And the output, what is the output? Zero ohms. Okay, that's strange. Yeah, just wait. Cannot be zero. Cannot be zero. Yeah, 0 ohms. Check there. So on the chipset, we have 0 ohms. Yeah, we can't fix this. So if I'm coming with current, yeah, on this coil, this one, it's taking like 2.6 amps and what is getting hot is a corner of the chipset. Let me higher the voltage a little bit. No, actually, let me higher the current. 3.5 amps. And check that. You can see the chipset is getting hot in one corner. You can see it? Yeah. Chipset is gone. I'm so sorry for this customer. Can the chipset be replaced? If you have a good chipset, yeah, probably. I would say definitely. But I don't know. Not sure about that. Because the chipset took 19 volts. And when you think a chip is taking 19 volts, you think like it's shorted to ground, but actually shorted with input, it's shorted with output. So, you know, if 90 volts reach the EC chip or reach the CPU, or it's a different story. At least can we check if the EC chip is still good? So plug in the battery. Let's see if it's charging. I'm gonna come with 19 volts. 19 volts on the first MOSFET. Let me grab the charger. We need Acer blue pin. Yeah, now the main power rail is not shorted anymore. Yeah. So plug in the charger, and I see in there like 10 milliamps. I can't see the laptop charging. Pressing the power button. Nah, dead. Nah, dead. Let's check the main power rail. So the main power rail is 19.4. Check on the screen. So why the laptop is not coming on? Because obviously the board is started by the AC chip, not by the chipset. So even if you have a dead chipset, you know, I'm not asking for the board to come on. I'm asking for this chip to work and start charging, but it's not doing it. Why it's not doing it? Because the 3.3 is not there. No. This one doesn't need this power supply. So this power supply is off when the laptop is off and charging. So the chip is using 3.3 LDO, which I'm assuming it's present. If not, this chip is not providing LDO also. But let me check to be sure. Okay, what I just told you, what I said, when the chipset is getting shorted, it's sending 19 volts everywhere, remember? Because, yeah? Okay, pay attention on our EC chip, pay attention. So EC chip, we are checking a capacitor here on the EC chip, and 0 ohms. You understand? So if I'm coming with the power supply, so power supply, we already have ground there. Let me lower the voltage. Yeah, like 0.8 is not even important on this point. So it's taking 1 amp, right? 1 amp. Okay, let me higher the voltage a little bit, 3 amps. Yeah, the AC chip is proper shorted. With 3 amps, we can see it's getting hot. Also, more things are getting hot. I don't know, here is something on the back of the board getting hot. Now, the chipset is not getting hot because this is the LDO. But everything what is connected to 3.3 LDO is gone, is shorted. That's why we have 0 ohms on that capacitor. So yeah, on this motherboard, it's not even worth to replace the chipset, as everything is dead. Most likely, you know, the CPU or the GPU or who knows. I'm really sorry I could not help this customer. I'm gonna stop here. I will say thank you for watching. You know, like, subscribe if you like the video, and see you on the next one. Bye. Hello, so we're back, and this time we have a nice laptop to repair, like usual. Acer Nitro. i5 9 Gen and NVIDIA graphics. Pressing the power button, dead. So that's the problem with this laptop. But let's see the customer letter. I mean, I have the customer email here, but I found a letter inside of the laptop. So the original fault of the computer was not charging the battery, but it powered on and it worked normally till the battery was completely drained out. Someone had a look at it and had replaced the power management chip ISL8A739. The original IC is enclosed in a plastic bag. I could not find the bag, so probably he forget to, but that's not helpful anyway. And the computer still doesn't work. Now this is interesting. It's an interesting fault. I mean, we don't have like usual shorted stuff here. We have a laptop which is working. I'm assuming it's working. but it's not charging the battery, right? No, actually it's working on the battery, but not on the main power. The first what I want to see this laptop working, yeah, because that's kind of hard to believe. And the laptop, it's open. Yeah, that's a classic Acer motherboard. Before we are plugging the battery, let's check the main power rail, just to be sure it's not shorted. So the main power rail has capacitors, and the main power rail is not shorted. Yeah. Then let's plug the battery. I want to see this laptop working. The battery is plugged. Pressing the power button. And nothing happened. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Let's charge the battery. So rising the voltage on the power supply. Not sure what current we have here. Yeah, too much. Charging the battery, and the battery is taking no power. Oh yeah, actually the voltage is higher on the battery. Yeah. So the battery is charging. Like 3 amps. Pressing the power button. And no, the laptop is not coming on. Okay, that's interesting because the customer is telling us a different story. Huh? So the story doesn't match. Why it's important? Because if I cannot fix the laptop, I send it back and the customer, it will say, no, my laptop, it was working on the battery. So that's why it's important to match the customer story with the reality. Pressing the power button, nothing happened. No, the laptop is not coming on. I guess it's taking on power by the voltage. We have no voltage drop. No, actually, you cannot have a voltage drop. Now. Nah, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, we have a current limit, but no voltage drop when I press the power button. Yeah. So, I'm not really happy with this. I was expecting to fix like a charging circuit or power input circuit, but now we have a fully faulty laptop. So I will say, let's check the coil first. Coils, 34 ohms, that looks good. This one looks good. This one, 35 ohms, must be the chipset. This one is good, and this one is good. The coils looks like they are okay. So let me plug the battery, and let's check the main power rail. 13.8. 13.8. Okay, so the main power rail is present. The next step is to see if we have 3.3 LDO on the EC chip. So on the EC chip, we have some capacitors. Here we have nothing, nothing. Here are some inductors, nothing. More capacitors, we have nothing. Capacitor, nothing. Here is like yeah, we have 3.2, check on the screen. We have 3.2. So if the LDO is present, why this laptop is not coming on? Okay, I think I found the chip which was replaced, this one. So this chip was replaced. Good. Let me plug a charger and see what it's doing. Exactly with a charger, yeah? So the charger is plugged and we have 0 volts. So what voltage do we have here? We have 18.1, so the chip has voltage. The main power rail is 19 volts. I mean, from what I see here, yeah, it looks like some, easy chip fault. Wait 1 second. Maybe I misunderstood the customer letter, because the customer said the chip was replaced, but now is completely dead. Okay, so the laptop completely died after the ISL chip replacement? Huh? Wait, why the laptop is taking 1.5 amps? The laptop is charging fine. The laptop has no charging issue. Wait a second. I don't understand. Yeah. Check on the voltage. The voltage is going up, right? Yeah, the voltage is going up. So the laptop is charging the battery. You can see? So basically the initial fault was not charging the battery, it's fixed. They replaced the chip and now the laptop is charging. But the problem is it's not coming on anymore. So pressing the power button. Wait 1 second, the laptop is on. I'm so freaking confused. It's taking like 3 amps. Yeah, I have a power limit. Don't have enough current. Wait, the laptop is coming on. It's restarting. Yeah, it's looping. So the customer forgot to tell me actually the laptop it is coming on and it's charging fine, but we no picture on the screen. That sucks. Yeah, definitely that sucks. We have picture. That's crazy. Wait a second. I don't understand. So what happened here? And it's working fine. It's not charging because I don't have enough current, but the laptop it is charging fine. Yeah, I can see I have a current limit. Let me raise the current on my power supply, but I cannot raise the current more. Yeah, like 4.6. More than I cannot do it more than 4.6. Yeah, and now it's charging and working fine on my power supply, you can see. So this laptop has no issue at all. Yeah, we have the charging sign, everything is fine. Touchpad is not working. Now I'm not sure why the touchpad is not working, because the touchpad it is plugged. Anyway, shutting down the laptop. And the laptop is off and is still charging fine. So what we are doing with this laptop? I mean, probably now, even if I unplug the charger, press the power button, and the laptop it is coming on. Check there. Yeah, low battery. Low battery. And it's taking 1.5 amps. It's charging fine. Yeah, this coil is hot. If the charging circuit is working fine, let's short the current sensor. Shorting the current sensor, and the current is going up. Check there. Charging current 1.8 amps. So the charging process is controlled. I'm really sorry, but it's nothing what I can do here. It's working fine. You know what I will do? Let's take a break, yeah? Let's take like 15 minutes break. Let's leave the computer on charge and let's see what happens after that. Okay? See you soon. Okay, so we left the laptop like 15 minutes on charge. The battery voltage is 15.1. You can see on the screen. Good. Unplug the charger. Let's power on the laptop. And the laptop it is on. The fans are spinning. So clearly it is charging. Yeah, and we can see the battery got some charge. Plug in the charger. Yeah, I don't have enough current. Yeah, it's going into the limit, but 100% this is charging and working fine on the charger. So, the conclusion. The conclusion is the laptop has been touched by, the Yoda Master. I mean, this looks like a classic, customer faulty charger. I believe that's what happened here. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now. I will say thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like the video. And I'm happy I help this customer. But keep in mind, it's worth to try with another charger. No, my laptop is still working on the battery, but actually it's not charging. Possible, actually, this laptop problem was only the charger. See you on the next one. Bye. Hey, if you find my content being helpful, don't forget you can support this channel by pressing the join button, and you can get instantly access to our members only cool collection and Discord private channels for support with your repairs. Also, you can have a look on our United Kingdom eBay, where you can find some cool and unique products, United States eBay store, or our Patreon page. Thank you.